coming up in this week's episode.
Welcome back to another episode, and isn't it so good to be back on the road? And we are so excited to bring you part one of our epic Fraser Island adventure.
Fantastic. Now this week we are sharing everything that you need to know to make the most of your island getaway, including the four-wheel drive gear you'll need, a masterclass on sand driving, and we visit the spectacular Lake McKenzie. Totally wow.
Oh, totally wow, yes. And we cook up a sensational seafood Saganaki on the weather and share details of where to stay and where to play. Plus, stick around till the end of the episode as we announce the winner of our Escape to Paradise competition. Oh, so exciting.
All right, grab yourself a drink. Fraser Island Adventure Part 1 starts now. Is amazing. We've got the wheels turning. Jasper, where are we going, mates?
Fraser Island, Kingfisher.
Yes, well pronounced.
I am so excited about this.
Me too. It has been many years since we've been to Fraser. We haven't been there as a family travelling. As a teenager, it created some of my best memories growing up, going over there with my dad and my older brother and a couple of mates. So
awesome.
Looking forward to doing this, especially now we've got Jasper on board.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Me.
Now we've dumped the van because if you're going to head over there, you can definitely take your van, but you want to have it pretty well kitted up. You want to have an off-road vehicle, probably something a bit smaller than ours.
Yeah. So we're doing it in style, which I'm also very excited about. We are going to stay a couple of nights at Kingfisher Bay Resort, and then we're going to head over to the eastern side of the island and stay in the Kagari Beach Resort over there.
Love it.
So I'm looking forward to a week of hotel rooms and nice big beds and nice hot showers.
No getting bogged.
Hopefully.
We're going to get the ferry from Riverhead returned. The weather has been so bad the last 3 weeks, so the island apparently is soaked.
Yeah.
But the sun is shining and drying it up, and this week's weather forecast looks incredible.
Yeah, 2Ks you're going.
2Ks, all right.
Yes. Hey, a good tip, if you are in the area and you want to go to Fraser but you don't want to take your van with you, the Fraser Coast RV Park at Riverheads is an excellent spot. The team there are lovely, and it's a really great place, safe place to leave your van to get over to Fraser.
You do want to have your Midgie Buster with you though. If you saw last week's episode, or we'll leave a link in the description below, you want to be prepared.
Yes.
Yes, a few midgies around. All right, let's do it, Fraser. Love it. Hi Jasper, look at this.
Woohoo!
All right, let the Fraser Island adventure begin.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
God for the weather. How good is Fraser Island? We absolutely love this. Of course, the world's largest sand island. It is brimming with natural assets, including over 100 freshwater lakes. Lake McKenzie, oh my God, isn't that spectacular? 123 kilometres long. There is so much World Heritage environment here to explore. We're going to be heading over to the East Coast shortly, but let's talk about where we've been staying here at Kingfisher Resort. What a great start to our trip here.
Yeah, it really is. And the resort here is such a great base. Now, it's located on the western side of the island, literally where you disembark the ferry if you are coming over from Hervey Bay or River Heads. And the resort is awesome. They really have set it up so well. So not only is it a great base to be able to get out and explore on the island, but you could literally spend days and days here just soaking up the atmosphere of the resort. And they've really catered so well for every style of traveller. So this time around, we've been staying in one of the hotel rooms, which has been fantastic.
We love it.
Prior to Jasper being born, Paul and I have both been over to the islands on separate occasions and stayed in a range of their other accommodations as well. They've got 2 and 3 bedroom villas, and they also have, I think, 8 holiday houses. So if you were coming over with a group, it's a really great place to be able to come and stay and play. And of course, they've got amazing facilities like these gorgeous lagoon style pools behind us. In fact, there's 2 separate pool areas here as well, multiple different restaurants and bars. And something that has stood out to us is the amount of space they have catered for guests to be able to sit and relax, whether that's out by the pool, which is exactly what Jasper is doing now, or whether it's inside in one of the many lounge areas or the little nooks that they've created. You really could just be here without even leaving the perimeter of the resort.
Yeah, I think what they've done really well is build into the environment without disrupting it. They've also, I guess, known as ecotourism leaders because they've got 7 dedicated rangers on hand that do multiple free activities throughout the day. During the school holidays, they do have a junior eco rangers program. I think that's what it's called, which looks like a load of fun. From the screens that are around the hotel, you can check out all of the daily activities. There's free guided wildlife spotting walks.
Oh yes,
that was super cool.
Yes, the night walk that we did, and just amazing to learn, you know, even with our wildlife backgrounds. I love that we're always learning something new, and there is unique wildlife here on Fraser Island that we had never even heard of.
Yes.
Hey guys, today we're doing a night walk and we're going up with a ranger and we're trying to find some, well, nocturnal animals. So exciting, come on.
So you want to get onto that walk because it's so fantastic. Bring your torch. The ranger did have a couple of spare ones as well. And we just finished a dingo education talk about these incredible wild dingoes that are here on the island. Great for us to learn as well, but really good if you have got little ones to make sure that they're up to speed on the education and understand how to not only keep them safe but keep you safe as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And in fact, the entire resort here, the 5 kilometre perimeter, is secured by a dingo security fence, I suppose.
It's an electric fence.
Yeah, so
don't touch it.
It's a very safe environment here within the resort. And then of course you get all of that good education to learn how to deal with dingoes if you're out exploring on the island and you come across one.
All right, besides the amazing pools that are both here and also across the road at the sandbar, there's another large resort pool area there, another eating option, restaurant, a little bit more surf club style of restaurant, and that caters for people who aren't staying in the hotel as well. There is tennis courts across the road. There's the Island Day Spa.
Looks very nice.
Might run out of time for that. And of course there's the village store. The village store literally has everything that you could possibly want or need for. So
Yes.
if you could think like a mini supermarket, but then with all of the island needs that you could want, refillable gas bottles, bait, ice, souvenirs galore.
Yep.
It is absolutely jam-packed with everything. There's a fuel station there, so if you need to top up on fuel. And there's also a really fantastic wash bay where you can wash all of that salt and sand away before you get back on the barge.
Yeah, awesome. And so much to just get out and see and do. Now, we are heading across the other side of the island today, as Paul mentioned, and we're going to have a few stops along the way as well. The island is so diverse, so it wouldn't matter where you go, you're going to see something new and something amazing.
Fantastic. Do you know what else is so great? Is that it gives you a really great test and playground into four-wheel driving.
Yeah.
So if you're relatively new or feeling a little bit nervous about it, this is the place to come and give it a go, test out your skills, I guess, you know, increase your skills, but also know that probably within 5 minutes someone's going to come along and give you a hand if you do get into trouble. All right, ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Reiki time.
Righto, let's go, lead the way. Mate, are you getting your own? Ripper.
The sneaky one. Yeah. So we are Kingfisher Bay here, and we want to get to Lake McKenzie. So I guess we do go like this. Maybe. I know. Well, she said it's really well signed.
Really well signed, okay.
Okay, I said okay.
Not that reassuring
she
when your
said-
navigator doesn't know.
Yeah. And then she said, but you don't want to get lost, especially on the inland tracks. I was like, no, we definitely don't want to do that.
Kagari, Fraser Island. Excited. This is day one of our adventure, and we wanted to do a bit of a recce and get across to the eastern side of the island, check out the surf, and also give ourselves a bit of a go four-wheel driving over to Lake McKenzie. So here's a few tips that can possibly help you. We're certainly not experts, but as we've been traveling around Oz, we've picked up a few tips, certainly watched a lot of YouTube clips to get some ideas on what to do, and probably even more so what not to do. And at the end of this little segment, I'm going to chuck on what's called the Sand Driving Masterclass. It's the 4 best tips for sand driving, and that's from Tony, Australian 4x4 Treks. I'll also put his details so you can check out what he does. Awesome guy, and gave us some great tips on our very first lesson up there at Rocky when we were traveling around with him and having an awesome day out. Okay, what we want to first talk about is the gear that really we would recommend and you probably should have, particularly if you're coming to Fraser Island. Really simply, you'll want to get yourself a shovel. If you can get a longer handle one, that would actually be better, because if you did bottom out, you want to be able to get under the vehicle. Look, at the end of the day, you could always use your hand, and that will reach under, but a longer handled shovel would be a smarter idea, but that will certainly do the job. We've then got a snatch strap in there. It's rated 6,000 to 15,000 kilos, so that's going to pretty well get anyone out of trouble. And then a couple of really good shackles, which we've got here as well. Now, something good to know about recovery or getting stuck is that I guess the etiquette is to have your own gear, because if you were not only stuck but then had to rely on someone else to help you and use their gear, and then you damage some of their gear, you're gonna look pretty bad, and you know, they might leave you stuck in the sand or the mud or wherever you are. So have your own gear is a really good tip, and it's a minimal amount of gear. As far as a compressor, of course you can get these fitted and built into the vehicle. We've just got this little portable one here. We've used it all way around Oz. It's done a fantastic job. Again, you don't have to have it, but we would absolutely recommend that you do get yourself one of these for a good, you know, few $100s at most. You're still going to pick up something that'll do the job. There are a couple of points around the island that you can get your tyre pressures inflated, but if they're out of order or there's a massive lineup because you're here at Easter, better to have your own kit, we think. And then, of course, you want a couple of gauges. We've got this battery operated one, and it does a fantastic job. It also has a number of other tools on there to deflate. If you had an accident, you wanted to cut your seat belt open, you can do that. You can also smash the window with that little bit there. And I think that was about, from memory, I think it was $5 from SCA. What's that? Super Cheap Auto. Okay, and then I've also got this as my backup plan, okay, because it actually works on pressure. It's actually, I think, very accurate, which is great. Okay, as far as letting your tyres down, you've seen us use our special Kakadu stick. Kate's laughing here. We also had one in Litchfield National Park. We just grabbed a stick and that'll do the job. But these are quite good. These are called Storm tyre deflators. There's 4 of them. They come preset, I think, to maybe 18 psi or 20. I'll give them a test. I haven't used them for about a year. I will give them a run today and see. There's also a MaxTrax product called Indeflate, which my good mate Tofty is going to be sending through a set for me to give a go as well, because they get a great rap online as well. But today we'll use those, and that is pretty well it as far as your gear goes. Look, there's MaxTrax as well. We've got a couple of those. If you could afford 4, get 4, but certainly 2 could help you get out of trouble. If you don't have those as well, you can use, so we're told, towels. If you're out in farming country and you're in the mud, you can use Hessian bags. So there are other ways to be, I guess, a little bit resourceful using other items that you may have if you don't have this sort of gear. Look, at the end of the day, if you're going to get stuck, there's probably going to be someone here on Fraser to give you a hand. But if you can have a little bit of gear, that is a great idea. All right, we'll get our tyres deflated and we'll hit the sand. Jasper is absolutely itching. He's going to come and give me a hand. Let's do it. Oh, do you reckon that's too much? I think it is for us.
I think it is.
Yeah. Woohoo! Fraser Island, baby! Kagari! Kagari. Do you know what Kagari means?
Never heard of it.
It means paradise in the Butchulla language group, the local Aboriginals that have called this place home for tens of thousands of years.
Call this place paradise.
They call it paradise.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Wow, right?
That's amazing.
Because of the rain, the actual sand is really firm. I mean, in the height of summer, you'd probably want to be dropping your tyre pressure, particularly at Inskip and coming through those areas, down to 12 psi, somewhere around there, depending on your vehicle and your load. If you've got a heavy load, you want a couple of extra psi in the back tyres, but certainly today, getting along here, you could leave it in 4 high. I dropped the tyres down to 18 psi. There's 20 psi in the back tyres. absolutely fine. There will be soft sand at times, but for now, because of the rain, this is really absolutely fine. I mean, you want to use the low gear in some of those places like Skip Point where the sand is absolutely super soft, but anything under 40 kilometers an hour, you wouldn't be trying to absolutely push speed past that in low gear. But otherwise, most of the island you could, I would think, safely get around, depending on your vehicle, in high gear, which is great.
Yeah, right.
There is a 30 kilometre limit, speed limit per hour on the inland tracks like this. We're doing 20 at the moment. On the beach is 80 kilometres an hour. There are police that patrol the beach. There is a paramedic and an ambulance on the east side of the beach as well. Unfortunately, there are some accidents. People generally driving too fast and hitting some of those water runoffs and those ruts.
Yeah, the washouts.
Yeah, the washouts. So it can be pretty dangerous. If you're thinking that, you know, you'll come over here, have a couple of sherbies and then get on the road. Look, if you got caught, that would absolutely ruin your trip, and you know, same rules apply. So don't be one of those guys. Don't be that guy. It's the best advice we can give. But absolutely awesome coming here midweek. There is no one.
It's pretty quiet, isn't it?
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
About 45 minutes from Kingfisher out to Lake McKenzie. Beautiful. Good?
Yep.
Should get some tunes on, mate. Look at the colour of this water. So did you read the signage up the top? Do you want to tell us about it?
Well, it says dingoes are different.
Dingoes are different. They're not like your domestic dog. They're not like a pet, are they?
Yeah.
What about Lake McKenzie? What's different about it?
Lake McKenzie?
Yeah.
Oh, just that. Do you know where all this water comes from?
No.
Maybe try looking up. Yep. Rain.
Rain.
Yep.
This is all from rain? What?
Yep.
That is unbelievable. We've had a lot of rain. What? You dirty little dog. Don't you, Jasper. Don't even think. Stop. Mate, you got an empty plate. Are you hangry or hungry?
Hangry.
No, don't be hangry.
Uh-oh.
We've just had such a beautiful swim down at Lake McKenzie, and it is such a spectacular spot. Exactly what you see online and in the brochures is what you are met with when you come here. One of the most popular landmarks on the island, and for good reason. Now, we've wandered back up to the car park. What is fantastic is that there are fully fenced picnic areas for you to be able to come and cook up a meal like we are doing on the Weber, or have your lunch and be safe. Now, it is part of the island's dingo management, and it's a really great initiative, and we would encourage you to take some time to educate yourself, read up on it when you get here. There's lots of great information about the dingoes of Fraser Island. And look, particularly if you are traveling as a family or with little ones, it's great to get the kids across the education as well, because it is a serious matter and you do want to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, now today we are trying a new recipe. Oh my goodness, I'm a bit nervous about it. If you're in Queensland, you would know that a couple of weeks ago we had the great pleasure of filming on Creek to Coast with their awesome superstar chef Sally Jennings, and she taught Paul an excellent recipe. It's a all-in-one dish, a seafood Saganaki Greek-inspired dish on the Weber. So we are going to give that a go today. What I love about this is that because it's all-in-one, you've got very little mess, very little cleanup. And if you're doing what we're doing, which is basically bringing your Weber in and cooking in this environment, there's only a handful of ingredients, so that makes it really easy as well. First step, we're going to fry off our brown onion, a little bit of fennel and some garlic, and get that sizzling. Now I'm just frying those off in a little bit of chili olive oil, and next I'm going to add the tin of diced tomatoes and some sliced Kalamata olives. Then time for our seafood. Now Paul has prepped for me some snapper, some squid and some prawns. Now ordinarily we would use fresh prawns, but all we could pick up on the way over to the island was some cooked prawns, so they will go in last because really we're just heating those through. Then we'll crumble some feta over the top, dress it with a little bit of the fennel tops, and boom, enjoy, hopefully.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Yum. Oh, that looks fantastic. Thank you, chef. Good. Delicious. Saganaki.
Ta-da!
Hey, look, when you don't have sunscreen, don't worry. How's the view?
It's good.
Sand driving masterclass, the 4 rules of sand driving. First one is to drop your tyre pressures. Done that, makes a great big footprint, helps you keep on top of the sand. The second one is momentum. So you don't want to drive fast so you're bouncing all over the place and risk losing control, but you want to keep fast enough that you keep on top of that sand. So in the big V8 I can be in 4-wheel drive, high range, and use my lower gears, first and second gear. The auto gearbox, you should always be putting it in gear. Put it in the sport or manual mode, tell it what gear to be in. And then the next one that goes along with momentum is your steering. You want to keep the steering as straight as possible. The sand tracks go like this and your car will move from side to side. You've got to resist the urge to turn, because every time you turn the wheel, there's more sand pushing against the sidewalls of the tyres. There's more resistance and it slows you down. And the fourth one, in all these modern vehicles, they have traction aids. I'm still in high range, 4-wheel drive, when I'm going to be driving up here. So my vehicle stability control and my traction control is on. They work against you in sand. So I'm going to turn those off. In the Toyota, there's a skiddy car button. Looks like a car with some skids behind it. Call it the skiddy car button. Kiwi accent. Sounds a bit funny probably. But you push and hold the skiddy car button for about 5 seconds and you'll get 2 lights. You'll get TRC and VSC, traction control and vehicle stability control, off. Because otherwise you're driving up a sandy slope, a low traction surface, your wheel starts to spin, the car thinks you've lost control, puts the brakes on and cuts the power to the motor. You think we're getting up a sandy hill with no power and the brakes on? No, we're not. So there's your masterclass, the 4 things: tyre pressure, steering, momentum, and turn off your technology. Awesome. All right, let's do it.
It's time to announce the winner of our Escape to Paradise competition. How good is this prize?
So good, and thanks again to our great mates at Serendip B&B. This is literally your own resort in paradise. Champagne on arrival, 3 nights for 4 adults and 2 kids. A day trip over to the incredibly beautiful South Stradbroke Island, including transfers, a sensational seafood lunch at Tippler's Resort, and thanks to Nike, a wonderful adventure pack to help you relax into that Gold Coast vibe.
Oh, so good. All right, and thank you to all of you out there for entering the competition. There can only be one winner, and that lucky person is Sharon A. from Sydney, New South Wales. Congratulations, Sharon. We are so excited for you. Now listen guys, if you're not Sharon, don't worry. Serendip B&B will be offering a feel-good midweek special. Pay for 1, stay for 3.
How good is that?
Oh, so good. Now jump on over to the Serendip B&B Facebook page. Get in touch with the guys there. Let them know you want to take advantage of that feel-good special. Just awesome.
All right, that's it for this week. Next week, we will be bringing you part 2 of our Fraser Island adventure. For now, look after yourself, look after your family.
And happy trails.
Next week on Family Travel Australia. Oh, it's perfect. It's hot. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly Go RV magazine articles and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family, and happy trails.
push.
Lift out first. And push. How'd that go? Wow.
Blooper. Oh.
Yeah, da, 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 da.
We need a bigger vehicle just to fit the map.
Look at this.
There you go. This is why it's the world's largest sand island. Can't even fit on one map. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, da. I think that is actually a map that is going to be taller than you, Jasper.
That's what we need. This bit.
I mean, it's a pretty quiet day because it's midweek, but there's still plenty of people around, and at worst, you're going to have to walk a couple of hours if you were stuck. So you're not exactly going to perish. Well, I wouldn't think you would anyway, unless you're an absolute idiot. Ah, not a path. Oh, that went well. I thought you were the leader. Hang on, we'll go around this way, Jasper.
Look at that. Kuna's looking after my willy.
Okay, that's great. All right, show us the rest. Where's Fraser Island on this?
So,
Oh, here it is over here.
Yeah.
There's Kingfisher Bay, up here under your armpit.
Let's go in the water.
Okay, go for it.
Get in.
Go on, I'll follow you. You're on your own. I've always tried to figure out why do you make the bed when we're leaving.
it just looks nicer.
Okay, good. You know they're going to strip it, right?
I know, but if I was housekeeping and I came in and I saw the bed made, I'd be like, oh, thanks, that's nice.
Oh, maybe I should just leave it for the next guest. What are you doing?
Well, I just wanted to say goodbye to the island.
Okay, go for it. Are you ringing someone? Oh, you're ringing the island. Got it.
Hello. Yes, this is cabin 215. I'd like to say bye to the island. Thank you. Yep. Bye.
All right, we're ready to go. That's it. Goodbye.
That's the phone.